Tinker represents the class of 2007 Master of Fine Arts candidates from the MFA Graphic Design Department. Yeah. Julie was born in Berkeley, California and raised in the San Francisco Bay Area. She received her BA in Communication and MA in Sociology from Stanford University before coming to Visual Arts for her second master's degree, this time in Graphic Design. That's not enough. In 2004, Julie was an Olympic candidate, women's long jump in track and field. 15 years ago, when she was in high school and deeply involved in the sports, a local sports reporter at the Sacramento Bee asked her what she wanted to be when she finished school. She replied she wanted to be a graphic artist. It was a long journey, but clearly she was inspired by Rumi, who said, "Let the beauty of what you love be what you do." Today, her fiancé, Jacob Ward, and her best friend and roommate from Stanford, Lindsay, I'm going to screw up your name, Matheson, as well as her extended family, Andy and Debbie Ward, Quayle Chanda. Can I ask them to stand, please?
Thank you, Marshall Arisman, Chairman of the Board and founder of our college, Silas H. Rhodes, President of our college, David Rhodes, Executive Vice President Anthony Rhodes, Board of Directors, Department Chairs, parents, friends, guests. Thank you again for attending today's ceremony and celebrating the success of our class. And to the class of 2007, congratulations. When I first arrived at SVA, you may not believe it, but I was a little square. I grew up in a very traditional family. My mother was a church organist. My father was a train engineer. In my house, things happened on time. So when I arrived in New York, having never really lived anywhere outside of California, and I met my classmates for the first time, you can imagine my surprise to discover how differently they approached the projects we were assigned. For instance, it blew me away that many of them not only did their work all the way into the middle of the night before it was due, something that would have horrified my mother, they often did their best work at that time. Yeah. If we'd all gone to a different school, we'd be graduating today with the same shared set of formal skills. But we'd also be essentially unchanged as intellectuals and as artists. Without being exposed to such a wide range of personalities and ideas and methods, I'd be that same structured person I was 2 years ago. But life isn't structured. As young designers, artists, and scholars in the US, we'll be working in a world that is full of uncertainty and difficulty and outright hostility. The challenges of being a socially responsible, creative professional in that environment would have been too much for me if I hadn't spent time here and I've learned so much from all of you. Some of the most important lessons I learned had to do with critical thinking and being flexible. I learned how to turn ideas on their side and look at them in a different light. You taught me to be comfortable without a checklist and prepared me to handle ambiguity. We've learned together that not every project can be a home run. Sometimes you have to scrap it and start over. That well-articulated criticism is more valuable than an absent-minded compliment. We've learned that the best ideas take hard work to articulate, and that adversity is something to be faced head-on, not something to run from. I can't imagine better lessons for being a socially responsible, creative entrepreneur in the modern world. Personally, I've been moved by Barack Obama lately. He's someone who took his professional training and applied it to improving his country, rather than simply making the most money possible off his law degree. At a conference in DC last year, he pointed out that our greatness as a nation has depended on individual initiative, but it has also depended on our sense of mutual regard, of mutual responsibility. And I think no one could be better qualified to live up to what he describes than you are. The world is full of broken systems, and in everything we've learned here, we've learned to refine and improve existing systems. I watched my classmates come up with wonderful ideas, from overhauling prescription bottles to teaching Cantonese using old gangster movies, to improving the literature given to recovering addicts. Graduating from SVA, we are all a part of a highly trained army that can improve the world, directly or indirectly, through our work. While we studied here, the faculty gave us big, difficult, open-ended projects and asked us to both be creative and intellectually rigorous. And because we were learning from working professionals and living in a city like New York, witnessing people who've built whole careers on creative thinking, on inventing original solutions to traditional problems, we had the evidence in front of us that from fine arts to photography to animation, the world listens to bold, entrepreneurial, creative people. In the last decade of her life, Georgia O'Keeffe employed a young woman named Margaret Wood to cook for her. Wood tells the story of a dinnertime conversation amongst the various guests as to what it takes to be happy in life. They weighed love and friendship and money and the perfect home. O'Keeffe listened silently for a long time and finally broke in. She said, "I've never understood all this fascination with the pursuit of happiness. It's impossible to always be happy. The only thing I know I can truly sustain in life is interest, and so that is what I pursue." Following one's interest, she felt, provides the greatest possible satisfaction. I find that idea very sustaining. It takes a useless kind of self-involvement to pursue happiness and pleasure all the time. And it takes real masochism to commit every waking hour to activism. But interest, tempered by social responsibility, can be a guiding light to all of us. I look out at all of you who are pursuing your interests and your passions, and I can see that you're going to make the world better. It's easy to think you'd be no different graduating from this program than you would from any other. But take it from me, you are all prepared to take this world by storm. You have the critical faculties, the irreverence, and the independent spirit that makes it possible to fix what's broken in creative and original ways. And looking at you, your brothers and sisters, your friends and family, I see a network of strength that is going to keep us going, inspire and protect us as we go on our way. And as I thank my friends and family and my fiance for being here today and supporting me over the last 2 years, on behalf of the graduating class, I'd like to extend that gratitude to all of the friends and family. We thank you for supporting us in our education. These years together have allowed us to observe the best qualities of our classmates. We've taught each other vital lessons about things like social justice, creative risk, and how to survive on 2 hours of sleep. We've helped each other identify our interests, and we've helped prepare one another to meet the challenges of the world. And so I want to thank each of you for my education. I wish all of us happiness, interest, and the very best. Class of 2007, thank you.
Right.